Hello again, it's Paul Lassard with Hivewire 3D, and I'm here to show you an update on the facial rigging of Dawn 2. We have our temporary texture in there. This is not the final material settings or anything like that. This is mostly to show eyebrows and eyebrow placement. You're going to kind of see a lot of flashing because of the selection sets, but we'll turn on the bones so that you can see them. You see there's a lot of face bones there. Still a lot of work to do. I still have to do the nose and the lower lip, as well as the mouth crease. But a lot of it is there. We can do like blinking and things like that. So like the left lid upper, show it to you there. So yeah, the eyelash is hooked up. We're going to be adjusting for this collision that you see with the upper brow as well. We're going to put an extra bone in the eyelashes for the curl, so we can straighten that out separately. So that'll be nice to be able to do that. Let's see, the other lid is not hooked up, so let's go with the brow though. The brow is hooked up. So this is the inner brow, as you can see. A nice range of motion, and we will continue to do, we'll continue to make those adjustments for those, the brows to see how low, how high. Like this one, we might want to go a little bit lower to give us a little bit more. You can certainly arch the brow, which is nice. And we do have the outer brow. That actually gives us a little bit more control. So you can bring the whole thing down. You can, just do sections of it. We're going to do side and twist with minimal ranges to give us those slight tweak adjustments due to the limitations of the facial rig, which is, in general weights, standard applications like 3D Studio Max and Maya, they use translations for the movement. We actually are using the rotations, trying to get a more natural sliding of the skin across the bone. Good example of that would be like the chin. We don't want to change the shape of the bone structure beneath, but we want to simulate the muscle and the skin sliding across it. So we're not, you can see how that's not very drastic with that chin movement, but it gives you the ability to pull the chin in, and then when you combine that with like the lower lip adjustments of bending it, up and down, it should help us to get a full range of facial expressions and everything else. Let's show you some, okay, so here's the mouth corner. You can kind of see it's the left mouth corner. We still have to do the cheek crease there. That'll add to that. Now that is just the corner. We do have like the inner, or the top lip is pretty much done. So let's grab that so you can kind of see. So this is be the top lip corner. And then we have top lip there, and then the center, which will allow us to do stuff like this. And then, because you can make it extreme, obviously. There's some tweaks, a little blending and adjusting we have to do. You can kind of see where the line is there, but like I said, it's a work in progress. She will be able to touch that upper lip. You can see it there, pretty close to the nose. And with the nose bones, you can kind of see that, you'll have a nice flexing of that lip motion. It looks a little strange with the other side, but we can bring that back down to get it to a more natural look. And then you can also, like I said, adjust those mouth corners. so you can make some pretty funny faces. Let's bring that lip down and under so you can kind of see. And we'll smooth these out. As I said, this is just to kind of show you what you're able to do with that lip. Do symmetry, selected. And we'll adjust the corners and, you know, just play around with it just so that you can kind of see. You can make some pretty neat upper lip motions once you combine them. And as I said before, we'll have the controls. We'll do a little bit more smoothing, but she'll be able to push those lips in. We'll be able to purse them. We'll be able to, you know, bring them pretty much this. We'll have more control than what we did with the morphs, and we'll also be able to supplement some of the more extreme shapes with a morph add-on, kind of like not quite a JCM, but it would be more like the detailed morph that would be additive to the bones. So that'll give us like wrinkles where we need to, you know, especially in the forehead as an example. When you do things like, you know, bringing your eyebrows, you know, in and whatnot. So we'll be able to do that with the slight add-ons for the expression morphs that Chris has created. We'll use those as detailed additives. So it'll kind of be like a corrective morph, but not really, just more possibilities, right? More added stuff to it. Let's go ahead and select the jaw so you can kind of see how that is affected, but you can see that lip roll. And as I said, we'll smooth some of those areas so that they blend together a little better, but you can make a nice face with that. I think I do have, or extreme faces with that. I do have the cheeks. I think the top cheek here set up. Yeah. Let's take a look. So that's more like the inner upper nose bridge. There's some finessing I still have to do there, but you get the point. So that's kind of the middle of that cheek. See how it comes up, and then we have the outer one. So that brings that outer portion up. So if we select all of those, we can move them all at the same time. You can kind of see. As I said before, we'll have those controls, so we'll be able to do some of that stuff. Let's see, we also have, whoops, let's select the jaw here. We also have the tongue in there. The tongue is only one group, but it does have several, and we're going to put additional bones here to help with facilitate tongue curling. But you can see this tongue can actually fold back on itself to give you a more realistic, where you can bend it out, make funny faces, or do whatever you need to do there. I think we actually have the tongue side, so all this stuff is actually done. We can scale it out. So we'll make controls to actually, you know, thicken the tongue and widen the tongue and things like that, where you can, you know, you can see. Do the same thing with the tongue tip. Fold it over. Oh, scales a little off there. But we'll be able to stick out the tongue, the whole 9 yards. But control will be done, you know, like I said, we'll have additive morphs on there as well to help with the details. Let's see, part of the facial rig there. I do like the effect of the mouth corners that help with that. I think we'll adjust the range for those. But that's kind of where we're at. I know folks were kind of wondering what we've been doing. We'll add that, like I said, we'll add an additional bone for the eyelash curl. So we'll be able to kind of flatten them right out to help with that collision right there. So they'll kind of ride along the brow ridge, but you can see we can open the eye pretty wide. I do not have the lower lid hooked up yet. There will be some ear rigging as well. We're going to add an ear rig to kind of push in and out for wiggling, and also for a lobe, so that we can, you know, you can move that as well. So all of these bones are really for movement, right? I mean, yes, you can change the shape of the face by, you know, scaling it and things like that, but it's mostly for movement. But that's where she's headed. And the cool thing about this is when you do morphs that do change the shape, you'll be able to use the adjust to figure or adjust to shape, and it'll put the bones in the proper locations as long as the landmarks stay the same. And what I mean by that is the inner brow remains the inner brow. So even in whatever creature or facial morph that you make, you're not changing the corner of the lip remains the corner of the lip. And that way when the bone actually adjusts, it will, you know, it will work. You'll have minimal correctives, right? Obviously there's some stretching and sliding, and if you do like rotations of the mesh, you will have to make some correctives, but they'll be minimal. It will be much better. It'll work much better right out of the box once you do, especially if you're just changing the look of a human, right, versus creatures and things like that. The more extreme you go, the more adjustments you may have to make, but it will still function as far as positioning, mouth opening, eyes blinking, all of that stuff. It'll be easier to do with these bones than just straight morphs. You'll have less correctives to make when you do that, which is great. The other thing is I did do a test of this in Poser, and it does actually work. So there's no problems in the conversion from one to the other. The same controls will show up. We'll continue to do that. We'll support both programs because we think, you know, it's not about what program you choose. It's about the content that, you know, we can provide for you. So we'll continue to do that, and you'll be happy to know that it works just like you see here. It's not anything different. We just don't have, I don't have any textures applied to that, any temporary textures applied and things like that. So we're working on that. We're, you know, also, you know, we've redone the materials. So we'll have to, the surfaces. We've actually renamed those surfaces to be more in line with the original Dawn. So you'll have those same prefix numbers and everything for ease of selection. But we have to make adjustments now to the materials to line up with these surfaces. And that's coming. So that's why this doesn't look right. She's got white eyes, things like that. But we'll go ahead and take care of all of that. I just wanted you guys to see an update of the rig. Um, as far as the face rig, it's something we haven't seen yet. So there you go. I'll try to get some more out to you when I can, but we are still working on it. We are still moving forward. Thanks.